Today is Wednesday, the 11th of May 2016, and I've lost track of what day it is so far, but I'll work it out in a bit. It would have been Way Day yesterday, which was Tuesday, the 10th of May. And sorry I didn't do a blog yesterday. I didn't finish work till about 11 o'clock last night, and I was absolutely knackered. And that's why my diet went a bit pear-shaped, because I was diet amongst other things. I've done a bit of a post-mortem on my slip-up of falling off the programme on the Monday. And when I backtrack a series of events, it wasn't just the fact I was tired and I'd had a letter come through that rattled my cage a little bit. I'd actually been speaking to someone close to me about my goals, dreams, aspirations, and how much I want to get on with my life, not just the health and fitness side of things, but rebuild my business after it's been, quite frankly, shattered for a number of reasons, and get back in the driving seat of my life, because there's been a lot going on. I'm not going to bore you with my war stories. It is what it is, onwards and upwards and all that. So I was basically sharing my goals and been talking about, they would have overheard you making a blog about goal setting and goal achieving. And then there was a conversation about, what if you don't achieve your goals? And I think, well, I wouldn't set a goal if it wasn't realistic, so the chances of me not succeeding is pretty low. Then it's like, well, what if you fail? And I'm thinking, well, failure is what you see when you take your mind off your goals. And there was just a bit of a conversation being shot down a little bit. And I think in the past, even from when I was a kid, in order to maintain friendships or acceptance from other people, I've gone out and sabotaged my success in a vain attempt to make other people feel comfortable about themselves. Because people that sometimes shoot you down or try to talk you out of what you're doing are either just plain devil's advocate, they don't understand where you're coming from, or sometimes they've got low self-esteem and confidence issues themselves, and so to make themselves feel better about their own life or whatever, they tend to shoot you down. And that has not happened with the person I was having this conversation with, but it's most definitely happened in the past, in relationships particularly. And so I'd made up this great big story in my head that if I achieve my goals, that person isn't going to feel too good about themselves, so best I destroy it to make them feel more comfortable. That's really sane thinking. What I should have done really is not make up a great big story in my head, take it for what it was, and if anything, if they really did have a self-confidence or self-esteem issue, then get them to focus on their lives and their goals and turn a conversation around onto them rather than me. I am not responsible, and neither are you, for the way that people feel. They're responsible for their thoughts and their actions. No one can make you feel anything. Only you can make yourself feel something. And what I did there, I made myself feel guilty, or I was worried about any potential repercussions if I carried on and succeeded. It's not a fear of success, it was a fear of loss of love or acceptance from someone else. Heavy going stuff for a Wednesday morning. Anyway, to cut a long story short, so that was that. And the bottom line is, I stuffed up. Literally, I stuffed my face. In fact, I probably ate more than I could lift over the past 2 days, because me being me, I didn't just stuff up on Monday the 9th of May, I stuffed up on Tuesday the 10th. Now, there is a slight disadvantage to doing blogs on YouTube, because if you happen to tell your Cambridge counsellor what you're up to, they're going to watch what you're doing. And of course, she saw the epic failure episode on the very same day she'd gone and weighed me and got on the blower saying, what's this all about? So I'm like, oh no. Anyway, the bottom line is that the whole idea of having a Cambridge counsellor is that you pick up the phone and talk about if you're having difficulties. It was too late by then. What I'd done is I got and stuffed my face, and that was that. But it might have been a good idea that when I stuffed up on day 3, I think it was, when I missed a meal, to say, what should I do? Do I have an extra meal to compensate for it, or should I just left it? I just didn't use the reason they're called a counsellor, just what it says on the tin, is to help sort you out. So for goodness sake, use what's available to you. Don't try and like bumble around working it out for yourself. Anyway, she gave me a really good analogy. So this is Monday the 9th of May. Oh God, what have I done? Anybody that drops their phone on the floor would like check to see if it's okay. Is it still working? What am I going to do? It might be broken. They don't go ahead and do this. And basically make sure it's really broken. So what I've done, I broke Monday and then I've gone into Tuesday as well to think, yeah, well, I'll really go for it. I mean, I may just as well have gone to an all-you-can-eat place, you know. In the past, I actually think that those all-you-can-eat buffet bars, I don't think I realised that it was an offer, not a challenge. Otherwise, I wouldn't be 12 stone 1. Anyway, Monday the 9th of May, I had a weigh-in. I was 12 stone 1. It wasn't my official weigh day, but I'm going to sort of draw a line in the sand regarding the past and just focus on today. The other day, I was rattling on about making smart goals. Your goals for weight loss should be specific. So my goal originally was to be around about 10 stone 5 by the 3rd of July. But I'm just going to rewind a bit and I'm just going to focus on today. I'm just going to get through the next 24 hours. So my goal for today is to just stick to the diet today. So that's measurable because I know by tomorrow morning or even indeed tonight whether or not I've achieved it. So it's achievable, it's totally realistic to stick to my diet today. If it wasn't possible to stick to 3 soups or shakes or whatever in a day, then the Cambridge diet, which is a medically based diet, would never have been invented in the first place, with a whole track record of thousands of people around the world getting weight loss on it. It is realistic and it is time orientated. So there you go. Have a goal for today. And also the 6 P's I mentioned the other day is this. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. There are various things. I can never work this thing out. There we go. I can never work out why sometimes I don't plan the whole day ahead. There's nothing coming up today that is a threat to my dieting success. There are things I've got to do today which are a bit boring and mundane and I could do without, but I can't really use anything as an excuse. And basically coming off this program is just a case of making an excuse. It's about learning from mistakes, and you know, you have a right to take as long as it takes with this diet. Although it's good to set goals, your Cambridge counsellor isn't going to go and shoot you at dawn if you do stuff up and make errors. The worst thing you can do is just forget it, you know, or just throw the towel in, dust yourself down and carry on. The other thing is that it would be very easy for me to think, oh, that's it, I'm doomed, I'm heavy boned, everyone in my family is overweight, I may just as well stay as I am. And one of the books that, because I've struggled with my weight most of my life, to be fair, it's just unfortunately, so I've got a lot of knowledge, I just don't do it. There's a really good book by Eve Brock called Think Yourself Slim. And she basically says, there we go, if you think you can't be slim, think again. And in it, she says there's 4 fundamental beliefs about slimming. No matter how much weight you have to lose, it's possible for you to be slim. Because obviously if I went to a developing country where there is no Morrison's chocolate chunk cookies and all the other stuff I've been stuffing my face with over the past 24 hours, then I'd be slim, wouldn't I? No matter how long you've been overweight for, it's possible for you to be slim. The laws of nature apply to everybody. People think it's harder as you get older. Okay, I don't know if that's actually true. I think people become a bit less active as they're older. So then if you're not as active, then you're going to have to make more of an effort with what you're eating to maintain the same metabolic rate. Anyway, that's a bit weird. No matter how many times you failed on diets before, it is possible for you to be slim. No matter how much you doubt your own present capabilities, it is possible for you to be slim. So Anyway, those 4 fundamental beliefs apply to everybody, onwards and upwards. One of the good things about doing the blogs is that it's made me go back and listen to the very reason I wanted to do this, which was for my children. And when you've got kids, your life isn't yours to do as you please. If I don't stick to my diet, when my little lad wants me to be like Miss Marvel, which probably isn't a realistic goal, but at least I can say I'm going to work on it. If I'm not making effort for my kids, I'm basically putting food before my children. As hard as that sounds, it's true. Because it's not just a physical appearance thing, but if I'm going to have health issues or not engage with them or do things because I feel awkward about myself, then that's not really fair on them. And the same could apply to if you're in a relationship as well and you don't want to go out with your partner, or you don't want to have a steamy bedroom session because you feel like a fat muppet or whatever else. I mean, even when I look at the way I stripped off on whatever day it was, I'm thinking the only way I could try and make all that fat look attractive for a bloke was to be if I put a nipple on it or something. But at the end of the day, if you don't make an effort for other people as well as yourself, then you're putting your bad eating habits before them. That's not a guilt trip. It's just the way I see it. That's not my bloody opinion counts so much, but still. So I'm just sort of looking at my priorities and what's important and why I'm doing this, because I want to do it for me, and I want to feel good about that I've made an effort. I don't want to put myself down and feel remorseful about the way I am. So it's back to medieval torture time. Back on track. Get back into ketosis again, because again those first 2 days are hard, but they're worth the effort because it gets easy. When I went and broke the diet, I wasn't hungry. You don't get hungry on this program. The first 3 days, you're bloody absolutely ravenous. I could be like a plaguey locust going through my food cupboard, opening every door, just in case some new biscuit that wasn't there a minute ago magically appears. But anyway, I've rabbled on long enough. I'm sure you've got better things to do with time. But if you're on this program, stick with it. Stay focused on why you're doing this. And hopefully you'll be seeing less of me, because there won't be quite so much flab to see. Anyway, I shall check in tomorrow on Thursday, the 12th of May. Take care. Bye.